What happened with my edit that head stuff?
A new tornado warning has been issued. A new tornado warning has been issued.
Hello, we are back.
Here in Tennessee. I'm looking at you guys down here in Alcorn.
Can you hear me?
Benton,
1, 2, 3. Can you hear me?
Counties down here in Tennessee. This is going to go on for the next 34 minutes. We're talking about Corinth. I see a bunch of you guys out here. A viewer in Tennessee says, whatever that means, and then another viewer up here says it's thundering now, and you can see that there is a pretty good amount of lightning activity coming out of the storm here, even a little bit of rotation near Walnut there, but I don't think the tornado threat's going to be incredibly high with that. Back up into Illinois, we've got another severe thunderstorm up here moving into Jefferson and Wayne counties, and that's going to move off towards Fairfield here over the next little bit. Let me do something real quick. I've got Jordan Hall's feed up here. Speaking of Illinois, I was going to do some aftermath coverage today of this, the big storm that we had yesterday. Gonna get this set up perfectly here. Yeah, Storm Chaser Jordan Hall is in the Aroma Park and Kankakee areas out there in Illinois, and he's gotten some unfortunate footage today of some of the crazy stuff that's been happening over there. Some of the damage, some of the response and we're going to be checking in with him throughout the day to see if what's going on out there, and also maybe how the Y'all Squad can help. Once again, we've raised over $150,000 thanks to y'all supporting us over there at Ryan Hall or at theyallsquad.org.
This is Y'allville over here.
Moving into the Houston area in Texas as well. I've got a tornado possible, severe thunderstorm warning closing in on the Conroe area out here in Texas. There's another severe thunderstorm warning that encompasses the northern Houston area. I feel like we're always talking about you guys up here in Spring, Texas, and the Woodlands. Here we go again. Another big old storm's coming in. This is what it looks like out there on the roads in that downpour. The main threats with this are going to be, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, 60-mile-per-hour winds. The hail is not very it's not a huge concern here, but we do have that tornado possible tag because there's a little bit of wind shear associated with that storm as it goes in between Houston and Conroe. Somebody says there's a storm incoming. Somebody says, hey, Ryan, hello, how's it going? Thank you guys for checking in. Thanks for tuning in. We're already up to about 20,000 people watching right now. If you guys hit that like button, it would help put us in front of other people. There's somebody out here in Houston that's like, man, it's so nice outside. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to have myself a little picnic right now. And, it's because they don't know. It's because they don't know. And if they just had us show up in their recommended feed, they would know, all right? And the only way that happens is if we work together to share the stream. Unlikely scenario, I know, but hey, we hear about it all the time. That's literally how people hear about us. So if you want to help us get out there in front of more people, consider liking and sharing and all that good stuff. Back up to Ohio, we've got, once again, an ever-increasing rotation signature approaching the town of Woodsfield. I'm concerned for our friends along Highway 78 in Ohio and in the town of Woodsfield. If I zoom in a little bit more here, we got a little community called Louisville that's directly in the path. This is our rotation. If you're following along in the WeatherWise app, you're switching over to Velocity and you're looking at the areas of inbounds and outbounds winds. You can see that we've got a decent sign of rotation here south of Summerfield. I'm looking at correlation coefficient. I don't necessarily see a debris signature as of yet. However, what I do see is the ability for this storm to put down a tornado pretty quickly if it isn't already. This is a real storm. This is not like this is not one of those what I call a more precautionary warnings. Like you can definitely see that mesocyclone there. This is a cell that's all by itself out here, and it's in increased wind shear. We've got to watch that one closely, very closely. Coming back down here to Houston once again, north of Houston, you guys have got a strong area of potentially damaging winds coming in. This is what it looks like out there on the highway. Out there on the highway.
Nobody should be driving in this, by the way.
Suburbs of Houston, where we have a severe thunderstorm warning.
Even though y'all probably will be driving in it. No, in Houston.
Until 1 p.m. Central.
I don't give a shit about what nobody says.
Wind and hail threat because they also have a tornado possible tag on there. National Weather Service is explicitly warning about a meso-low embedded within this line of storms. It means that there's a heightened risk of a tornado spin up very quickly with little warning. So if you're in Conroe, the Woodlands, Magnolia, you need to treat this as if it's a low-end tornado threat right now and stay away from windows. My goodness, I am already getting tongue-tied. All right, let's see if Y'allbot's working today. Hello, Y'allbot.
Hey, Ryan, a lot of people in chat are wondering about the weather outlook for Kentucky and Tennessee right now.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, we've been kind of hyper-focused on Texas and Ohio. But what about our friends in Tennessee? Well, there's some storms coming in. Clarksville, you might have a rumble of thunder here soon. Oh, my gosh. What's wrong with me today? You might get a decent little clap of thunder down here in Waverly as well.
Oh.
But for the most part, these storms look to be of the garden variety right
Nobody.
now. We're watching instability increase out in front of these storms, especially the closer they get to Nashville. There is a severe thunderstorm warning right now for extreme southern portions of Middle Tennessee. We're talking about Corinth out here in northern Mississippi as well. This is where we have potentially some stronger storms trying to come together right now. Walnut just got hit. Ripley's about to get hit. I'm watching on the WeatherWise app. I'm keeping an eye out for rotation. Yeah, there's a little bit of rotation that is actually showing up here around Middleton, but it's nothing crazy. It's not warranting a tornado warning yet or anything like that. Somebody says, hey, Ryan, I hope you got some sleep. You know what? That might be the problem, actually. Maybe what they say about sleep and like it's important. Maybe that's actually true. I don't know. I ain't really giving it that much thought, until right now. We do have a couple of blips out here in eastern Kentucky moving into Ohio and West Virginia. We've got to watch these the closer that they get towards Charleston, West Virginia. A rumber of thundle. Now that's a new one for me. I don't think I've ever done that one before. Hey, let's come up here to the Guernsey County Sheriff's Office. They got oh my goodness, look at this. They've got an awesome view of our tornado warned cell. This is a live view from that tower camera here, looking down towards the Woodsfield area. Somebody in Woodsfield said, I'm all good here, but it's loud and windy, and I'm hunkered down. You stay hunkered down, okay? You're still under that tornado warning. And man, this is pretty impressive live footage here from the Guernsey County Sheriff's Office.
Yeah, that rotation looks a little bit less impressive here. But still, if you're anywhere in these areas, stay in your basement.
Discussion indicating an 80%
your safe
of a
spot.
New tornado watch that's likely going to pop up. It's going to stretch from the Gulf Coast, probably up into the Tennessee Valley. We've been watching storms roll through the Mid-South, and as we get deeper into the afternoon, daytime heating is going to destabilize the atmosphere even more. And that means that ahead of this squall line, we're seeing conditions become more favorable for severe weather, including potential tornadoes. So that's what we're going to be watching out for out here in the Tennessee Valley. But up here in the Ohio Valley and in Ohio itself, we have an ongoing rotating thunderstorm that we've got to keep a very close eye on as it gets closer to Woodsfield. Once again, I'm going to give you the details on this tornado warning. It's going to expire in 10 minutes, but I would say that it's possible that they kind of extend it. This is going to be for Belmont, Ohio, Monroe, Ohio, and Noble, Ohio, and that's going to go on for the next 11 minutes. We've got places like Woodsfield, Malaga, Summerfield, Louisville, Jerusalem, and Stafford, Ohio in the path. This includes the Stellar Care Center. It also includes the Britannia Fair and the Piat Park Campground. So if you guys are, if there's any outdoor events going on right now in that, you got to make sure you get to a sturdy shelter, as this might be the real deal here. By the way, now that I'm down here, shout out to the Y'all Squad. We love y'all. Hey, thank you. Thank you. I think you're going to be all right. Just stay sheltered down there. You do have a rotating thunderstorm coming right towards you. Back down to Texas, we are looking at 22 people checked in inside of this severe thunderstorm warning moving into the northern suburbs of Houston. Once again, it looks like it's mostly just a rainy mess out there. We did get some stronger winds earlier. I don't know if we've gotten any damage reports out of this just yet, but we will keep you updated. If we hear of anything, obviously we'll be the first to let you know, but it does look like it's going to be a pretty strong storm as it comes into the woodlands and spring. We've got a viewer up here saying the storms are just rolling through with lightning and rain, no real winds yet. We've got some people watching up here in Conroe as well. You guys need to be getting ready for that. And then the storm does extend all the way up to Huntsville, Texas, and it's going to be moving towards Lake Livingston. And it looks like it's more, below severe limits up there. So that's good news. There is another severe thunderstorm warning that's going to go on for 23 more minutes up here in Cherokee and Rusk counties. So you guys need to be in your safe spots indoors and away from windows out there as well. Yeah, this is that mesoscale discussion. You see this giant red circle here? This is where a new tornado watch might be coming out here soon. It might go all the way up there plumb near Nashville. It'll include a lot of Mississippi and Louisiana. Or that's where the tornado watch, I guess. Is there already a tornado watch out there? For some reason, only part of it is showing up on my map right now if it's already extended out into Mississippi. We got Ashley County out here in Arkansas under a special weather statement. We got to watch little cells like this too. Etc. Thank you so much. Thank you for the support. Let's go back to Belmont, Ohio. Still watching this thing rotate like a top here. We got another viewer out here saying, I'm watching the storm closely from the live and weather-wise. Well, you are doing everything that you can. Okay, you're just outside of that polygon. If you get under that warning here soon, you got to get to that safe spot. Preferably underground, but if you can't get underground, we understand. If you got that interior room of your home where you can put as many walls between you and the outside world as possible, that's your next best option if you can't get underground. Look at all these blips, man. You guys see these blips out here between New Lexington, Lancaster, Circleville, all the way back towards areas south and east of Cincinnati? Every single one of these is rotating a little bit. This one right here is actually rotating enough to catch my attention near Buena Vista. We'll see what happens with that. That might be another storm that eventually needs a tornado warning. It's not there yet, but it might be getting there. Severe thunderstorm warning continues for Corinth. This is Alcorn County, Mississippi, Tippecanoe County, Mississippi, Chester County, Hindman, Hardeman, and McNairy counties in Tennessee. That's going to go on for another 22 minutes. We're talking about 60-mile-per-hour winds here. Somebody in Corinth says that they're at work watching, and it's getting windy and dark out there. Illinois, we got a new severe thunderstorm warning out here. Man, it's getting busy already. Edwards County, Illinois, Hamilton County, Illinois, Jefferson County, Illinois, Wabash, Wayne, and White counties, all under a severe thunderstorm warning. There's 35,000 people in there. We've got places like Mount Carmel, Fairfield, Albion, Wayne City, West Salem, and Blueford, Illinois, in the path here. We're talking about 60-mile-per-hour winds. The tornado threat with this is pretty minimal right now. Somebody says it's definitely windy. Tornado warning continues over here for Belmont County, Ohio, for 6 more minutes. Let's see if they extend that out a little bit farther to the north and east. If they do, that might include places like Armstrong's Mills and Powhatan Point. Here's a live look at some of the damage from the storms that happened yesterday in Illinois. This is Aroma Park, Illinois. Jordan Hall's out there surveying the damage. He's got all kinds of crazy drone footage on his social medias if you guys want to see some of the extent of that damage. No, I think we'll be all right tomorrow. I don't think there's any chance that we go live tomorrow, to be honest. Jared, if you unarchive them, how does that work? When do they get archived back? Like, is that? I just don't want stuff to have to. I don't want something to be like permanently on the map. Maybe I just need to give myself a wait. You know what? Try it. Let's try it. Let's try unarchiving those. Let's see what happens. Going back to Texas, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning continuing for Harris, Montgomery, and Waller counties. We got a viewer right in the middle of it says big downburst with heavy rain. Big downburst with heavy rain. All the cameras right there aren't working. Stay safe, y'all. Stronger part of the storm going through this area. Once again, it doesn't look too bad on these traffic cameras, but there's definitely some stronger winds embedded in here. Let's go over to our new severe thunderstorm warning. My goodness, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania is now under a severe thunderstorm warning. This is going to be for Allegheny County, Beaver County, Washington, Westmoreland County, and Brooke County. Brooke County's in West Virginia. The rest of those are in Pennsylvania. We've got a tornado possible, severe thunderstorm warning. with 60-mile-per-hour winds coming into the
A
Pittsburgh,
new
Tornado
tornado
warning
warning has been
Township,
issued.
Candless, Moon Township, and Wilkinsburg. We do have places like the Highlands School in the path, the Pittsburgh International Airport, the Southwestern Veterans Center, and also Maggie Women's Hospital and West Penn Hospital, all in the path here. We've got to be watching this one for some rotation. Right now, it's not looking like it's a very tornadic storm, but we definitely have some stronger winds, maybe even a little bit of hail coming into the Moon Township area right now. Somebody just said it's just rainy and windy right now. Thank you for that report. But yeah, Pittsburgh, you guys have got a strong storm coming in. This is what it looks like out there on the western side of Pittsburgh right now. Honestly, this, from what I can see, this looks stronger than some of the stuff we just saw down in Texas. But that's what we're dealing with in Pittsburgh. So that's our severe thunderstorm warning that goes on for 31 more minutes. We have 26 of you guys checking in from inside of that right now. Whoa, look at this. This is a shelf cloud of the storms coming into Cincy. This is a picture from Cincinnati. Mark, thanks for sending that in. Let's go look at the radar around Cincinnati because we got a ton of people watching out here. We do have blips. We've got a lot of blips to watch. All right, I don't know if Aaron's camera is working right now. No, it's down right now. Okay, we got a camera over here. But we do have several blips to watch. We are under a tornado watch in Cincinnati, so we're keeping an eye on these. Right now, there's nothing imminently severe, but this little cell that's popped up, even this tiny little blip has some rotation on it. So we've got to watch Cincinnati here just in case these things get a little bit more organized. I've got a viewer here saying it's fine down here. We got a flooded highway. Ryan on the TV and Weatherwise on the computer ready to go. Somebody said, Ryan, the sun's coming in and going. So yeah, so the sun being out is actually not great. That's helping destabilize the atmosphere. So that's what it looks like in Cincinnati right now. Here's some damage from Ohio. By the way, while I was asleep, there was some somewhat significant damage in Indiana and Ohio. We had some barns that were leveled. We had some trees that were knocked down, power lines, semi-trucks rolled over. I woke up this morning and y'all was freaking out about it on Twitter. Said that Ohio was leveled, that it was completely destroyed. I don't know. I mean, like, if you look at the reports, like they were using words like leveled and destroyed and stuff, but it was barns. You know what I mean? But it was definitely a bad storm. You can see here we had real damage in upper Sandusky, Ohio. And this was from Kankakee, Illinois yesterday. There's another new submission from Amelia. This is what the shelf cloud looks like coming into Pennsylvania right now. Thank you, Shelby. We got a cat watching. There's a nice little roll cloud out there in Arkansas. And this is what it looks like in Woodsfield, Ohio, ahead of that tornado warning. Nick, thanks for sending that in. Got some small hail out there in Lancaster, Ohio. It's getting windy out there in Chester County. So, yeah, if you guys want to send stuff in, feel free to do that over there on ryanhallyall.com/submit. And that helps us tell the weather story, honestly. Let's get back down there to Texas real quick. We did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning for Nacogdoches. We've got a stronger storm coming into this area right now between Mount Enterprise and Henderson. This is going to be responsible for bringing about 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds, y'all. 60-mile-per-hour winds. Go back up here to our severe thunderstorm warning for Pittsburgh. Once again, Pittsburgh, you guys are under a tornado watch right now, but you're also under a tornado possible severe thunderstorm warning. We're watching to see if this storm looks like it's going to be capable of producing a little bit more rotation, and if it does, then we're going to have potentially some problems here. Cameras right now don't look too bad. But yeah, let's go back down here to Ohio. We just got another big severe thunderstorm warning for Belmont, Monroe, and Greene counties. This is going to go on for another 43 minutes. So they've allowed that tornado warning to expire. And now we've got this severe thunderstorm warning that includes a little bit of Wheeling, but it includes a lot of bit of Powhatan Point and Moundsville. Get indoors and away from windows. All right, what's this person up here seeing? Clear skies in Cannonsburg. The instability is rising. Go ahead.
All right, let's see what's happening. We've got a severe thunderstorm warning in that Pittsburgh area with that tornado possible tag. Let's keep an eye on the structure and rotation there.
All right, thank you, y'all. Yeah, we are watching this, and guess who else is watching this? Meteorologist Andy Hill, and he's calling me right now.
Hey Ryan, hopefully this is working.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I see that the lowest level tilt here, I was hesitant to issue this y'all watch there as it's the area of rotations right over Atlasburg, Pennsylvania, headed up to Midway, Primrose, McDonald on the southwest side of Pittsburgh. I would say that just due to how it looks, a couple of tilts up in velocity, that we have a little bit of tighter rotation that hasn't quite reached the surface yet. We have the terminal radar that's just north of this area, and it's also not showing the rotation quite reaching down to the surface. However, with the way it looks just a little bit above on those tilt 2, 3, 4 velocity, I would go ahead and issue a low confidence y'all watch. We may see another tornado warning with this. Just a reminder, the storm was recently tornado warned when it was in eastern Ohio, so it's not impossible for it to try to wrap up again. So just in case, y'all watch out.
Thank you very much, Andy. Y'all watch out here in areas south and west of Pittsburgh. We do have some, rotation maybe coming together. Low confidence on that tornado. Y'all watch there. We're watching very closely, and you should be too.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
The broader severe thunderstorm warning. And then I got to go back down to Mississippi and Tennessee. There's a lot of people checking in down here. We've got 16 of you guys inside of this warning right here. And what I'm seeing for the most part is potentially up to 1-inch hail and some 60-mile-per-hour winds. That's what is possible with this right here. So not a whole lot of a tornado situation, but I can't help but notice there's a little bit of rotation in there. It's just not too bad, right? I know we got people in Selmer that are worried about severe weather, rightfully so. And obviously, I think this is mostly going to be a wind and hail problem for you guys. Somebody says it's Selmer, not Clarksville, that's always watching. It's also storming here. Yeah, I know. We got a lot of people in Selmer that watch, 100%.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
All right, let's go back up here to our tornado warning. We do have a tornado warning now for Powhatan Point. So, and the rotation is picking up. The rotation is picking up big time. So this is the same storm that was looking the most concerning earlier when it was closer to Woodfield. It kind of became a little bit less organized, but now that it's getting closer to Switzer, Bealsville, and Powhatan Point out here in Belmont, Monroe, and Greene counties, it looks a little bit more concerning, and that's why we've got that tornado warning now that goes all the way into West Virginia. Take shelter now if you're out here. There's at least 2 of you guys inside of this warning right now. And yes, there is a new tornado watch that expands into Pennsylvania and into the Mid-Atlantic. That's going to go until 8 p.m. This covers a huge chunk of western Pennsylvania, including the entire Pittsburgh metro, Johnstown, and State College. It also drops south into the panhandles of West Virginia and Maryland, and even clips northern Virginia. If you live in that new tornado watch, the atmosphere is pretty primed for severe thunderstorms. The same atmosphere that's allowing for this tornado warning right here is going to be, kind of calling the shots, I guess you could say, as the storms move into areas farther to the east in West Virginia, Maryland, and Pennsylvania. We already have several severe thunderstorms blasting through right now. We expect the number of them to increase and also the intensity to increase as they go farther to the east. This is going south of Wheeling, by the way. This particular storm is going south of Wheeling. But there probably will be another round for Wheeling. Here's that storm in Pittsburgh again. Rotation's trying its best to come together here as it comes up towards Pittsburgh. The Yinzer is prepared and not scared, somebody out here says. We'd rather not do this today. Hey, listen, I totally get it. We were just up here talking about you guys forever ago, or not forever ago, not too long ago. And here we are again. Let's go down here to Tennessee. We do have a nice view of that storm coming into Savannah. This is the one that's going through Selma right now. So you were technically looking at Selma here. You guys are starting to get hit by the heavier rain, maybe some of the smaller hail, and the strong winds. Now this is coming up towards Savannah, Tennessee. Yeah, I'm checking back in, by the way, on Cincinnati. Nothing too much to be concerned about here. We continue to watch these little blips pop up between Cincinnati and Louisville. We've got to watch and make sure that these aren't getting too much larger. I guess right now everything's staying pretty much manageable, but every single blip does have a tiny little rotating mesocyclone on it. So if one of these gets more mature, that might be something that we have to worry about. Strong storm getting ready to come into Chillicothe, Ohio as well. No warning on that. We'll watch it. You can see that this one down here south and east of Lancaster is rotating a little bit too. That's moving up towards New Lexington. But right now, the worst of the storms are really over here in eastern Ohio, moving into western portions of Pennsylvania. That's why we have the tornado warning for Belmont, Monroe, and Greene counties. Once again, some of the places that are in the path here are Moundsville, Powhatan Point, Cameron, Aleppo, Bealsville, and Jerusalem. We do have some places out here like the Marshall County Airport in the path, and also we've got the South Park Mobile Home Park in the path as well. Somebody just checked in on WeatherWise right under the rotating part of the storm. They say, we're keeping an eye on this in WeatherWise. It's raining heavily here. You guys need to stay in your safe spot for another 20 minutes, and then you should be all right. Should be okay. Allegheny County, Beaver County, Washington County, your storm's continuing to push through, and it does look like the tiny bit of rotation is picking up down here right in the middle of Andy's Y'all Watch. We'll have to see what happens with that. Keep an eye on this. Downtown Pittsburgh. Watch WeatherWise if you're following along in the radar app. We're looking for an increased area of rotation to coincide with a hook down here, and that might mean the next step would be that maybe a tornado warning is issued. So if you start hearing the sirens go off in and around Pittsburgh, you know why. If you don't care to put that in the fast track, it's not already in there. If he tagged us in, well, it's probably not in there. All right, coming back down to Tennessee and Mississippi, we do have another severe thunderstorm warning that was just issued for Alcorn County, Mississippi, and then Decatur, Hardin, and McNairy counties in Tennessee.
Oops,
So
wrong
this
one.
is bringing about 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. Get ready out here in Savannah.
Oh,
You can see it coming there from the...
A new tornado warning has been issued.
How's the weather about to be? It's probably going to get pretty loud out there. It's probably going to get pretty windy. Let's see what our friends out here west of you say. Somebody out here says lots of thunder and rain. Somebody else says, hey, Ryan, thanks for helping everyone that got hit by that tornado last year in Selmer. No problem. Thank you guys for tuning in, and hopefully everybody's doing all right out here. Every time there's a storm that gets near Selmer, people are obviously, concerned. This is not going to be nearly as bad as what we had last year. So, and it's also almost over. But next in line, and this is going to go over there towards the Shiloh National Military Park, and then Maddox and Nixon in Savannah. So you guys need to be getting ready for some of those stronger winds. 1-inch hail, that's the main thing here. 76,000 people are inside of this warning right now. All right, here we go. Boom, slam dunk for meteorologist Andy Hill as we just got a new tornado warning directly in line with his Y'all watch. So we got an early heads up here for our friends in Pittsburgh. Now we have the official authoritative tornado warning for Pittsburgh. Everybody in Pittsburgh needs to be getting to shelter right now. This is for Allegheny and Washington counties. We've got radar indicated rotation. We've got 500,000 people impacted here, 250,000 homes. Once again, this is Allegheny and Washington counties in Pennsylvania. We're live right now on YouTube because we've got a tornado warning in Pittsburgh, okay? Allegheny County, Washington County. We've got places like downtown Pittsburgh in the path of this, Mount Lebanon, West Mifflin, Upper St. Clair, Wilkinsburg, and Whitehall, all in the path of this storm. We got rotation down here near McAdams and Sturgeon. That's going to move up towards Heidelberg, Dormont, Homestead, and Swissvale. We need you to take shelter now. We have a bunch of storms forming out here in Pennsylvania and Ohio. There's another tornado warning down here that stretches from Ohio all the way into Pennsylvania. You've got your rotation crossing the Ohio River right now, going towards Cameron and Aleppo. And then if I zoom out here, you can see that we've got even more than that. We've got storms popping up south and east of Columbus. We've got storms in eastern Kentucky. We've got storms in West Virginia. We've got storms popping up back here between Cincinnati and Louisville. It's going to be a long day of severe weather. All right, we'll call Y'all Bot back. Y'all Bot might be a little broken still. We got a decent storm out here just outside of the weather house. I got to take a look. This is what it looks like outside of the weather house right now. These little cells are likely going to continue to move up towards, Charleston, West Virginia, and they're probably going to get stronger as they get into the mountains of West Virginia. So we're watching these very closely. We did get a new severe thunderstorm warning, by the way, for Chillicothe, Ohio. Somebody out here says, how do we look for the rest of the night? Well, once this line comes through, you might get a couple more rounds of rain, and then I think you're fine. But if in the immediate future, you got to pay attention to these warnings as they're coming out. Pittsburgh, once again, you're under a tornado warning. You are under a tornado warning. Take a look at this Tempest weather station right here. 63 dew point, 69 degree surface temperature. Somebody in Pittsburgh says the sky looks black here. Ooh, looky here. We found it. This is the base of the storm right here. We just happened to click the right traffic camera here. Look at how fast the wind's blowing. You guys see the shadows of the clouds here? We've got a very strong low-level wind coming into this storm. I think I see a little bit of rotation in that lowering right there. So this is a live view of the rotating part of the storm that's going past Sturgeon up towards Heidelberg right now. This is why you got to take shelter. If this right here consolidates a little bit, comes down, touches the ground, you might have a tornado on your hands. So once again, if you are out here in Heidelberg, Mount Lebanon, Dormont, or Carnegie, you got to take shelter right now. There's no official report of an ongoing tornado, but you can see clearly here that we've got
a new tornado warning has been issued.
And this is, right where the storm is coming together. So if a tornado is going to form, it's going to be right in here.
Let's see.
Yeah, this
Oh,
this
man.
camera is specifically near Cecil.
That's actually
And if I'm not
rotating pretty
mistaken, we're
good.
looking up towards McDonald. That's what we're looking at right here. And that's where our little bit of rotation is. Now, it's enough
new tornado
rotation to be
warning has
concerning,
been
but
issued.
It's not like a huge, like obvious tornado or anything like that.
Yep, here we go.
So that's why we are watching this very closely. And we're thank goodness to whoever is out here operating the Pennsylvania traffic cameras. You're doing a great job. Like this right here is how it should work. When there's
A new tornado warning has been issued.
we move the cameras to the sky. Look at this. Once again, this is our live.
A new tornado
look at the
warning
storm
has
coming up
been
towards
issued.
Pittsburgh. If you're just now tuning in, we do have a tornado warning for Pittsburgh right now.
A
The
new
rotation
tornado
is
warning
moving
has been
by,
issued.
Areas north of Cecil, moving towards Heidelberg and Mount Lebanon, Carnegie, and Homestead and Munhall. We've got a live view here via traffic camera of the rotating part of the storm moving up into those areas. We did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning, by the way, up here for areas north of Pittsburgh. So we're going to be talking about 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds in Oakmont and lower Burrell as well.
New information. This tornado warning has been
Yeah, the
upgraded.
camera guy out here on the Pennsylvania traffic cameras, major.
Yeah, that
warning.
was
If
just a
anybody knows this
test,
guy,
guys.
Give him a text. Be like, hey, man, you're
Just
doing
so
a
you
great
know.
job.
All right, let's see.
We need this guy on staff every time there's a risk of severe weather in Pennsylvania. Make sure this guy's working. Make sure this guy's working. If you're just now tuning in, we're watching potentially tornado genesis out here near Pittsburgh. We got 500,000 people in the path of this dangerous storm. That's why we're kind of hyper-focused on it. But we've got other storms we're going to get to right here in a moment. I just got to make sure everybody that's tuning in from Pittsburgh understands the risks here, and the severity of the situation. And yeah, downtown Pittsburgh is included in this. I got a lot of people in chat saying the sirens are going off here, the sirens are going off there. Well, that means you got to take shelter. Yeah, this is organizing. All right, are the poles in the way a little bit here? Dude, this guy is inspecting every single dangly bit on this cloud. Now, this is what I call storm surveillance, son. I don't see any rotation in that. The part that I think that we should look at is the part a little bit farther to the west, a little bit to the left. And unfortunately, that's behind the pole right now. I do want to take a moment and update you on this tornado warning down here in West Virginia, moving into Pennsylvania. Rotation just crossed by Powhatan Point. Now it's moving towards Rosby's Creek and Clouston, Wind Ridge, and Graysville. That's south of Wheeling, West Virginia. Tornado warning in effect for you. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect for the rest of Pittsburgh with a tornado possible tag for Allegheny, Washington, and Westmoreland counties. And then we also have a severe thunderstorm warning out here for the areas around the tornado warning in Belmont, Greene, and Washington counties farther to the south in Ohio, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania. Coming back to Illinois, severe thunderstorm warning continues for Fairfield and Albion for 9 more minutes. Okay? 9 more minutes. So we're going to get back. We've got storms in Texas and Tennessee as well, but right now our main focus has got to be our tornado warned storm coming through Pittsburgh because it's literally going through the town of Pittsburgh right now. The rotating part of the storm is. This is what it looks like in downtown Pittsburgh currently. Heavy rain on the north side of town, some hail. Is that real, Kenzie? Folks, if you're just now tuning in, we have an active tornado warning that was just in effect for the Pittsburgh area. I do believe they just allowed that to expire. So the rotation has calmed down a little bit. You see how we don't have that bright green area anymore? Right over Carnegie, there's still some rotation, but it's not enough to warrant a tornado warning, so they did allow that to expire. The sirens should stop sounding now. However, you do still have a severe thunderstorm coming through Pittsburgh with a tornado possible tag. All right, so the tornado is not out of the question here, but it's not a huge concern as much either.
This is
now our
a
main threat is
test,
gonna be
guys. I'm
those
about to
60
do
mile
a
per hour
test
winds that are
here.
coming into Pittsburgh
It's
right now.
not no. Oh. Got a new severe thunderstorm warning.
Somebody in the chat said the rain is bonkers. The rain is bonkers.
Let's see, hold on.
All right, let's go back to Tennessee. I know we got a lot of people watching.
A new
in Tennessee
tornado
that are
warning
wondering what's
has been
going on.
issued.
This is a live view of your severe thunderstorm that's coming into Savannah, Tennessee right now. We do have, a strong storm coming through Pittsburgh, but we've also got storms in Tennessee. This is what we're dealing with. We've got potentially 60 mile per hour winds and also a little bit of rotation here near Stantonville. I want to, tell our friends in Selmer that the storm is over there. You're fine. The danger is now farther to your east, and it's moving into the Savannah area. So Corinth, Mississippi, you guys are also about to get in on a good amount of rain. So we're going to watch this camera very closely here, as that's literally pointing us right at the rotating part of the storm.
A new PDS tornado warning has been issued.
Special weather statement down here in Texas. That's continuing. But let's go back up here to Pennsylvania real quick and just kind of try our best to keep an eye on the strongest part of this storm. Somebody in Pittsburgh says the rain came through here like a sheet. It was crazy. Yeah, so the rain and the wind is like
New information, this tornado warning has been upgraded.
Thank you for sending this in from Montreal.
This is a test.
Here's a look at the storm as it's coming into Wilkinsburg.
A new tornado
Pennsylvania.
emergency has been issued.
Another shot of that shell cloud coming into Pittsburgh. This is a great view of the storm coming into New Concord, Ohio.
Testing.
Cater sent this in. So this is what you're
All
going
right,
to see
everything's
right before you
fine
get hit
now.
by that hail and wind.
Just making sure all the pop-ups work.
And here's
Let's
facing
see.
southeast where the tornado warning was in Belmont County, Ohio. And this is what it looks like in Allegheny County, Pennsylvania. Heavy winds and rain. So this, if the storm hasn't hit you yet in the Pittsburgh area, this is what you're about to get. Thanks for sending that in, Justin. Guys, people are sending this stuff in to me at ryanhallyall.com. Hit submit at the top, and then you'll be able to upload photos and videos.
Hey there, Aaron.
Yep.
Great stuff.
I got
Thank you, Brian.
pop-up weather alerts.
And
Just
of course,
like
somebody was showing
Ryan.
us the snow in Illinois. Are you kidding?
New severe thunderstorm warning
More snow.
for
Wisconsin. All right, we're going to come back and look at these right here in a moment.
can't
but
see it
for
very
now,
my
let's
phone.
go
That's
back
weird.
down here to our camera in Hardin
See.
County, Tennessee.
my quality
where
on the
we do
phone
have
stupid.
some rotation once again. And if you look at this at first glance, I know you guys see it. There's something hanging down a little bit back in there. If you take a look at
Did not
radar, you
work.
can see that we've got some rotation. We might be looking at that lowering
Did not work.
that is associated
Freaking
with
game, bro.
the rotation that we have here. Now, I don't see any imminent signs of an actual tornado being down. I think this might be more of a scary looking cloud, but I wouldn't be surprised if we saw another frame where we had some tighter rotation if they issued a tornado warning for this just in case. Savannah, somebody out here says, thanks for all you do. No problem in Savannah. Once again, I want to very clearly emphasize that you guys are not under a tornado warning, but you do have a strong storm coming in right now. Particle says, I really wanted to hear Ryan say it's about to get plum wild in Plum, Pennsylvania. That's the last time we were live and we were talking about Pennsylvania. I think that's all that I said. we were Plum is directly in the path. So it is actually about to get plum wild in Plum. Get ready for those 60-mile-per-hour winds and the potential for a tornado. It's not a huge, concern right now, but it is. The potential is there. Now this looks like hail coming down. Like there's some.
Oh
hail
yeah,
involved
that's
with our,
definitely
heavy rain
hail.
here in Highland
Let's see.
Park right now. That's the part of the storm that's coming towards Plum.
PA is getting severe weather right now.
Somebody up here says they're taking cover. Wind and rain just hit. Thank you guys for the reports. Severe thunderstorm warning continues down here for areas south of Wheeling. This is moving through the little shark fin of West Virginia and then into Pennsylvania.
Oh, there's a little bit some rotation there
down here and rotation. That's why they've got that tornado possible tag on that. So y'all watch out in Wind Ridge and Graysville. This might start wrapping up a little bit more and needing it might need a tornado warning at some point, but right now it's below severe limits or tornado warning criteria, I guess. Yeah, you are under a tornado watch for the next 6 hours in West Virginia, from Morgantown all the way over into Maryland. All right, let's go down here to meteorologist Andy Hill's y'all watch. He's saying y'all watch out for San Jacinto County, Montgomery County, and Liberty County in Texas for the potential for a severe thunderstorm, okay? We are watching for some strong winds and potentially some hail to come up towards the interstate or Highway 59. Y'all watch out. There's no severe thunderstorm warning yet, but there probably will be soon. There probably will be soon. Hocking County, Ohio, you guys are under a severe thunderstorm warning as well. We're watching this storm move north of Chillicothe. And then down here in Acorn County, Mississippi, up into Decatur and Hardin County, we also continue to have a severe thunderstorm warning for you guys. And yeah, this is going right towards Savannah. We also have a storm chaser on this. Guys, this tornado sniffer, Brad Arnold, is currently in the Lawrenceburg, Wayne County, Tennessee area right now. Brad Arnold is out here.
Front, and I saw 35 knot southerlies going up toward Kankakee, and I'm like, yeah, that might do it. And that's
Hello?
All right, so let's break it down for Ohio. Folks in Dayton, Loveland, and Canton, you're under the gun for strong winds and possibly rotating storms. Reports of overturned semis in Ohio mean this wind is no joke. You've got to be ready for sudden power outages and dangerous gusts. Loveland especially, watch for any quick spin-ups.
Thank you, y'all bot. We are under a tornado watch in Ohio, Cincinnati over to Athens, Parkersburg. The wind was a huge problem this morning. Now we're mostly, honestly, focused on the potential for some rotating storms. So the reason y'all bot called is because apparently there's a lot of people in the chat wanting an update on Ohio. And that's pretty much all we have for you right now. Is if you're over here in front of these storms, we're watching for the development of potential supercells. But if you're behind these storms, right? If you are behind this line right here, back up past Dayton, Columbus, into northwestern and more central and northeastern portions of Ohio, the storms are pretty much done for you today. We also got a low confidence tornado y'all watch here.
Oh, hell.
So Andy's watching this part of the storm down here in Texas very closely. We got a little bit of rotation here, and we've got a signal for some stronger winds moving up towards Shepherd, and then also we're watching for that potential for rotation moving up towards Maynard and Evergreen. This is in Texas. Let me zoom out here to give you some context. Houston, Texas is right here, and this is now coming up towards areas north and east of there. We've got a viewer out here saying, When is the storm getting here? I don't see anything outside yet. It'll be where you are in about 30 minutes or so. Come back over here to Tennessee. The storm is about to hit Savannah, Tennessee right now. How are we doing, Savannah?
I love this new weather overlay. It's pretty nice. Let's see.
How are we doing, Savannah? It's about to get pretty intense over here. I think we're going to have some strong winds. The tornado threat isn't increasing a ton, but I mean, it's also not negligible. We did get a severe thunderstorm warning out here for Panola and Rusk counties in Texas. This is moving towards the Louisiana border, so you guys need to be getting ready for that. Somebody said, hello from central Pennsylvania. School bus times are approaching. Is there anything ramping up anytime soon near Center County, Pennsylvania? I don't know where. Is that how you spell it? Did you spell it right? Let's go up here to Pennsylvania. If you are in Center County, you're going to have some storms that are going to come through, but the vast majority of the strong stuff that I think you would need to be worried about is going to stay to your south. Most of your stuff that you're going to be concerned about is going to be down here closer to Indiana, Lewistown, Hollidaysburg, Johnstown. But there will be some storms that go by. Checking back in on our severe thunderstorm warning here. It's about to move into Plum right now. Somebody out here says, I'm excited for these storms. Should I take my basketball hoop down now? It's probably too late for that. You waited a couple minutes too long. If you go out and try to take the basketball hoop down now, I just don't think that's going to go very well. You should have done it like an hour ago, maybe. Yeah, severe thunderstorm warning continues for 40 more minutes. Check it out. This is a storm out there in Arizona. Here's a look at that storm as it was coming into Pittsburgh. What a crazy view. Jonathan, thanks for sending that in. And this is the storm rolling into Lancaster, Ohio. From Katie's point of view. Dixon, Tennessee. Lexington, Nebraska. And this is what the storm looked like in Tippah County, Mississippi. We were just talking about Walnut. This is the same storm that's coming up towards Savannah right now. So a pretty good burst of wind. It's all going to hit at once. And then it'll be over before you know it. Here's the storm coming into Apple Grove, West Virginia from Allison. Ice storm up there in Michigan. About a quarter inch of ice. Snow in the Chicago suburbs. I can't believe some places that were under tornado warnings and you know got severe weather yesterday are going to see a decent amount of snow today. Zanesville, Ohio. Thank you, Cassandra, for sending that in. Another shot of the storm coming into Butler, Pennsylvania. And then here's the gusty winds in the Louisville, Kentucky area. I know we got a lot of people tuning in from Louisville. We're going to be talking about you guys soon. There's just nothing. There's nothing immediately concerning in Louisville right now.
Hey, Ryan, it's Brad. When you have a second, let me know.
And we've got these little blips, you know, trying to get together here around Cincinnati, but none of them are really sustaining. Let's go talk to Brad Arnold, who's on the ground in Tennessee. What's up, Brad?
Hey, I was going to let you know, chasing this thread, I did just notice that they put out a thunderstorm watch. I do anticipate a tornado watch down further south across central Mississippi, though, later on. But I was going to let you know I am just to the west. I'm in Waynesboro, Tennessee right now, heading west towards that cell in Savannah. It does have a little bit of a comma shape to it, which is what you're really wanting to see. It does look like it's behind that main outflow boundary as well. So tornadic potential with that one is probably going to be maximized pretty soon, and then it's probably going to be mainly a wind threat. But going to get on that one and see if it can do anything. If it can't, I'm probably going to head down towards the Tupelo, Columbus area. Some of the models, especially the Rufus model, which did a really good job yesterday, is hinting at the potential of some supercells down there, which would have significant tornado potential. So today could be a sleeper day, but hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully nothing happens like yesterday with what happened in Illinois and Indiana. But we'll be out here covering it. Just want to let you know I've got the live stream on. If you need anything, give me a shout. But heading to that storm in Savannah and then dropping south.
All right, there you go. Brad Arnold's going to intercept this storm, and then we're going to continue to track storms with him out here in places south of Tennessee and in portions of Mississippi. Let's watch this storm come into Savannah here because it's looking like it's, once again, going to be pretty intense. We'll watch this hit the tower camera here at the Hardin County EMA, and then we'll continue to track it from Brad's point of view. And then, of course, we'll check in on some of these other warnings that are being issued. For right now, though, I've got to get something to drink. I'll be right back.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get something to eat, guys. BRB.
So this is a live shot of the severe thunderstorm coming into Savannah, Tennessee right now. By the way, we just got a new severe thunderstorm watch for Middle Tennessee, Northern Alabama, and this goes until 8 p.m. Central Time tonight. This includes the Nashville metro all the way down through Columbia, Lawrenceburg, and into Huntsville, Florence, Alabama. The main threat that we're watching is going to be this line with scattered damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour. But like Brad was talking about, we also have a tornado threat, especially the farther south you go there. If you live anywhere along the I-65 corridor in Tennessee, Alabama, you need to have your devices charged and a reliable way to get warnings this evening. So here's the storm coming into Savannah. Somebody says it's getting dark. Well, it's about to get a little bit more than dark here soon. I think we'll see some strong winds, maybe some hail. Somebody said the storm's getting rough. So after this hits Savannah, it's going to go up towards Olive Hill, Clifton, Walnut Grove. You guys need to be getting ready for that. We're going to check back in on this camera right here in a second. But we did just get a severe thunderstorm warning for Nashville. Nashville, Tennessee is under a severe thunderstorm warning now. So we have 563,000 people under a severe thunderstorm warning. This is what it looks like under that if we can get this to load. It looks like the storm's already passed here, but yeah, we've got a significant storm coming into the Nashville area. Y'all need to be getting ready for potentially winds up to 60 miles per hour. 60 mile per hour winds coming into Nashville. We got Cheatham, Davidson, Dixon, and Robertson counties. We got Davidson, Tennessee, of course, Nashville, North Nashville, Goodlettsville, Dixon, and White House, Tennessee, all in the path of this. You got to get indoors and away from windows. And I think that the storm's probably going to continue to get more intense, I guess, as it gets closer to Nashville. So we might have to watch out for some stronger winds, maybe even some bigger hail. Tornado threat with this looks pretty low right now. Not incredibly high. Coming back down to our camera that's getting hit in Savannah, Tennessee. Here we go. If you're just now tuning in, we've got a brand new severe thunderstorm warning that just popped up in Nashville, Tennessee. This is probably what it's going to look like up there. This is a different storm, but it's a part of the same line. That's for Davidson, Dixon, Cheatham, and Robertson counties. We're talking about a storm that's moving east at 55 miles per hour. So it won't be long at all before it gets into Nashville. How is Louisville looking? We're going to check back in on Louisville here in a minute, but as of right now, there's nothing crazy to be concerned about, I guess. This honestly, this right here is one of our strongest storms. That's moving up towards Olive Hill next. So let's go back up here in Nashville real quick. Just to update you guys, this is your storm. This is your polygon. If you're inside of that polygon, you got to be getting into your safe spot indoors and away from windows. South of Springfield, somebody, of course, says, "We woo, we woo, we woo." It is a tradition now. Somebody in front of a serious storm always has to say something like that. Keeping the spirits high. That's good. That's good. We're hoping for the best here. We just got to make sure we're indoors and away from windows. We've got this storm warning out here expiring in Nacogdoches, Texas. They've replaced it with a special weather statement out here. That's moving up towards Shreveport, Louisiana. So you guys got to be watching out too. Coming back up to Ohio, we did get a new severe thunderstorm warning for Hocking County. Hocking County, Ohio is now under a severe thunderstorm warning. Get ready for some 60-mile-per-hour winds. Somebody up here says that they have to work at 4:30 p.m. Will I be okay? I think so. Yeah, I think you're going to be fine. Stay indoors for this one, and then after that storm goes by, you should be doing just fine. Let's go back to our camera in Savannah, Tennessee. Things are getting a little bit more intense here. Holy smokes. Yeah, so that's the storm going through Savannah right now. Once again, next in line, that's going to go towards Olive Hill. This is going right towards Brad Arnold's location as well. That's a car wash right there. This right here is what I call a gully washer. We did get a new low confidence tornado yaw watch down here in Texas. Meteorologist Andy Hill is still watching this area down here west of Shepherd, up here towards Cold Spring. We got a big, burst of wind coming across 1725, moving towards Shepherd, and it kind of curls back a little bit in a sort of bookend kind of vortex fashion, but it's embedded inside of this line, moving up towards Cold Spring and Shepherd. We've got low confidence that they're going to issue a tornado warning for that, but we're watching it just in case. Nashville, Tennessee, your storm's getting stronger. I see some higher DBZ. 67. We've got 67. DBZ reflectivity here coming into Nashville. What does that mean? That means there's a lot of precipitation right here. A lot of precipitation coming down here. Maybe some hail, some heavy rain. Definitely some lightning. Lots of wind coming in too. This is what it looks like in Nashville. If you look way out there in the distance, you can see it coming in. Get ready. We got one of our viewers out here saying, "It's coming, son." It absolutely is coming, son. Somebody else says, "I'm patiently waiting." All right, we got a new severe thunderstorm warning for our storm that's coming out of Savannah. The big gully washer that just came through Savannah is now heading towards Waynesboro. And we've got another camera in Waynesboro that's going to help us see it as it gets closer. And, of course, we've got Storm Chaser Brad Arnold on the ground here on Highway 64, moving right into the storm. He's going to get inside of it. He's going to inspect it from inside. Somebody said, hey, y'all call is the best. Thank you for offering that service. No problem. I'm glad that you like it. A lot of people are loving it. It's just another way to get warnings, you know? The more tools you have in the toolbox, the more likely it is that you will be not scared, but rather prepared. Once again, here's our severe thunderstorm warning coming up towards Nashville. Wonder if we can see it. Go back to Brad Arnold here. He's getting close to that storm coming into Savannah.
Right now, but if you want to do that, there's absolutely no obligation. Heck, try it out, see what you think, and if you're like, man, I really just hate this guy. He talks too much, and he is just an asshole.
What is he talking about?
Then, you know, you can cancel a big lightning strike there. Cancel anytime. Just give it a shot.
Anyways, this is Brad Arnold here coming down the road, heading into the Savannah, Tennessee storm that's moving into Waynesboro. So he should get into a pretty intense storm here soon. Oh, by the way, I'm seeing a lot of people in the chat asking about Pittsburgh. We started this stream off like just talking about Pittsburgh, and it's been a second since we've talked about Pittsburgh, but that's because the storms are mostly moving past Pittsburgh. But I wouldn't say that you're in the clear yet. I would give it a couple more hours just to make sure that we don't see anything popping up here near Steubenville. As long as we can go another hour, I would say, without another storm popping up to your west, I think you're good in Pittsburgh. We still have a severe thunderstorm warning off to your east. That's moving towards Indiana. We got a strong storm coming towards South Bend with 60-mile-per-hour winds. But that's why we haven't talked a lot about Pittsburgh, is just because there's no major updates. Our main action right now is happening in Tennessee, where we have a very strong storm coming towards Waynesboro right now. And then we've got another even stronger storm potentially coming into Nashville, Tennessee. All right, so that's what we are really concerned about right now. We do have a tornado watch down here in Texas and Louisiana. We're also watching these storms. Currently, all of the storms around Houston, up north, are not severe. But we do have a couple of areas where meteorologist Andy Hill is watching for some rotation. So that's why we're not necessarily zooming in on any of these storms, but that will change. It's always a good thing when I'm not talking about your area. Whenever we start saying your town name a lot, that's usually not a good sign. Because our job here is to constantly be trying to focus on what the most life-threatening thing is right now. And it's good if you're not that. Somebody said the clouds are moving fast over here in Cleveland, Texas. Somebody said it's just a spring shower. Exactly. That's what we're trying. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, at some point, these storms might turn into something more than that. Okay, and that's why we're here, and that's why we're waiting on those warnings to come through. Anytime you've got a special weather statement like this, you can just expect an average storm like you would typically see. But, yeah, this is going to get stronger potentially as it goes over towards Hardin. Back to Nashville. I think that this is probably going to be a little bit more than your typical spring shower for you guys. So this is what the storm looks like as it's moving into Nashville out there. I definitely think that we're getting a pretty intense storm here, moving into Ashland City right now. Kingston Springs, you're next. Then it's going to be moving into Nashville. 60-mile-per-hour winds are going to be potentially damaging as the storms comes in. Somebody out here says, I'm in Bellevue with a sleeping baby. Thanks for keeping us safe. No problem. You guys just stay indoors, away from windows. I think you'll be all right. You'll be fine. Once again, stay indoors and away from windows. That's the main thing. Anybody got any pictures of this thing? Here's what it looks like out there in Arkansas. This is from Chris in Lake Village, Arkansas. Nice looking shelf cloud out there. Here's somebody in Savannah, Tennessee. Big time raindrops. We got some quarter-size hail out there. Kaylee is sending us this from Michigan once again with the ice storm that's going on. We got a very dynamic system. Somebody said it's plumb wild in McLeansboro, Illinois. Is that trampoline? Is that a result of our storm? Or is that just where you keep it when you ain't using it? Out there in Ohio. Kings Island. Oh, we've got the Kings Island cam. We can tune into that. We got so much stuff going on today. This is out there in Hamilton County, Ohio earlier. The Kings Island cam. Another view from Savannah, Tennessee. Look at that rain.
When you got to say it, let me know.
Look at that rain. It's coming down good out there in Hardin County. All right, let's go talk to Brad. He's getting ready to get in it. What's up, Brad?
Hey, man, we do have a little bit of rotation on this. We have some rising scud storm that is near Savannah. Even seen what looks to be a couple of funnel clouds, especially on the leading edge of this. It looks like it may be a little bit outflowing, so it may be a gust NATO. But we're gonna hang with it. I actually got pretty good visibility of it. It has decent hail with it as well. That you can see on the screen right here. We may have something coming down right here. I'll get back with you.
All right, this is a live look from storm chaser Brad Arnold, the tornado sniffer himself. He's found himself in Olive Hill in Hardin County, Tennessee, where he might have sniffed out something. We don't have a tornado warning with this, but we do have an area of rotation right here, south and west of Waynesboro. He's on Highway 64, looking back towards Savannah and down to the south, kind of like if you were looking towards Corinth from his current location. But you can see you got something coming down there. Something is looking a little bit sus right there in front of Brad Arnold. I know you're watching the UK game in a different monitor. Yeah, the storms are coming towards Lexington. They're not there yet. We might be dealing with some stronger stuff a little bit later today. Also, somebody in the chat named Michelle is freaking out. We've got 15 chats from Michelle in Frederick, Maryland.
This thing is insane.
And she's terrified, and she's in a closet right now. Michelle, I want you to take a deep breath. You are currently under a tornado watch, not a warning. That means conditions are favorable for severe weather, but not right now in your specific location.
Trying right there. See the birds flying around it. The right side right there that's coming through, that is your main, that is the...
Does everybody know the difference between a watch and a warning?
But you can tell, goodness gracious, look at the rotation on this. Look at the rotation on the leading edge of this right here.
Hey, what in the world?
It's just on the leading edge of this main core.
Right here.
You have got a
You got
ton of
the
rotation.
core of precipitation. and you likely have a rear flank downdraft coming out here, and that's what's causing the rotation. So Brad's on the right part of the storm. This is where a tornado would try to form if there was going to be one. Yeah, the taco analogy. If you're under a watch, if there's a taco watch, that means you've got the ingredients in the kitchen, right?
The rain curtain.
There's taco shells somewhere. There's beef somewhere. There's whatever, sour cream somewhere, but it's all scattered. It's not organized, and it's not immediately. It's there just could be tacos potentially. Same thing with tornadoes. But if you're under a taco warning, now you've got all the ingredients put together, and you're actively creating a taco. That's a taco warning. So, if you're afraid of tacos, just because there are ingredients scattered around the kitchens that could potentially become a taco, it doesn't mean that you have to be, afraid at that moment. Now, if there's a warning, that now there's more of a concern.
Tree right here. Okay, I am going to. There was an area.
What's up, Andy?
Hey, Ryan. I've got Trey Greenwood here from Convective Chronicles here to talk about the risk area today. If you want to talk some forecasting science, I've got him on. Let me know.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm good. You want to lead that, or you want me to ask questions? How do you want to do that?
No, I think Trey's got a lot prepared, and then you can ask questions after his scientific monologue, if you will.
Awesome. Sounds good. Let's hear it, Trey.
All right. So so for the northern mode, we have that stuff up there in the Ohio, Pennsylvania vicinity. That stuff is very discreet right now. Those storms are fairly isolated, which was a little bit of a question early on this morning and yesterday. We weren't quite sure how that stuff was going to play out, but we also have seen enough destabilization up there today. It's been fairly low, but enough to get those storms fairly robust. So those storms are also closer to the surface low pressure area. So you have stronger low level and deep layer wind shear, which is helping those storms along. So in the short term, those storms are going to have to be watched closely for that all hazards threat. Then as we go down the line a little bit down into the Tennessee area, we've got that kind of QLCS moving into the Nashville area. That could pack some strong winds, maybe some larger hail in some of the stronger cores. I saw some higher radar returns in there. And then as you go down to the south, East Texas into Louisiana right now, you have that line that's ongoing across the piney woods of East Texas up toward the Louisiana state line. That's looking fairly robust, some more robust segments in there, it looks like, especially down near just north of the Houston area and then up along the line as well. But we also have something I'm watching a little bit more closely is the discrete little storms that are firing out well ahead of that line in Louisiana. They're not super robust at this time, not really all that intense, but they do have some supercell characteristics to them. And those storms are not going to be large by nature per se. So you might just see a little blip on the radar that looks like a kidney bean or something. Lots of those going on right now. And enough shear is present down there to support all hazards with those supercells. Low level shear is a little bit on the weaker side, but we do have plenty of instability. And those storms are kind of taken off right now ahead of the line. So those would have the greatest all hazards risk should they become more intense. And of course, the severe threat with the line to the west. So that kind of covers all the modes that we're watching right now. Storms are looking a little bit more discrete in lots of different areas. So that was unclear yesterday into this morning, but we've seen it evolve such that we have supercells now, and those will need to be watched in all of those areas for that all hazards threat.
Awesome. Yeah, great analysis. And just for anybody who doesn't know, can you just briefly introduce yourself, in your YouTube channel and who you are and all that good stuff?
Yeah, my name's Trey Greenwood. I have the Convective Chronicles YouTube channel. I basically do forecast discussions ahead of big time severe weather setups and also do past case studies on some recent setups like the ones we've had last week. I'm working on a few of those right now. And then more historic days, like your big tornado outbreaks from the past. I'll break down the meteorology behind those days. So that's my channel. I've been in weather for a long time. I've got my undergrad meteorology degree at Arizona State, went to the University of Oklahoma for my graduate degree. So I've been around severe storms and meteorology for a long time and always enjoy sharing my knowledge with others through these types of calls and, of course, on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, I always say that you are So, like everybody that's watching right now, whoever your favorite YouTube weather person is, or whoever your favorite weather person is, Trey is their favorite weather person. Is your favorite YouTube? You know what I'm trying to say. But yeah, thank you for chiming in. And you know what you just said. You know, talking about the storms popping up in Louisiana, that's a good call out. Like obviously we need to be looking at that, but we get kind of hyper focused on the immediate advisories and warnings and stuff. So anytime you see something like that, and you ever want to like talk about it briefly, this is this platform's open for you. We really appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me, and everyone stay safe out there today.
Thank you so much, Trey.
Yep.
All right. So, yeah, that's Trey Greenwood from Convective Chronicles on YouTube. Another, knowledgeable voice in the weather community here. Once again, calling out these storms that we do need to watch very closely as we go into the day today. Let's come back over here to Nashville, Tennessee, where we do have a severe thunderstorm warning continuing over here. How are we doing in Nashville? You guys seeing anything? I mean, downtown Nashville, of course, you're not seeing anything yet, but are you seeing the shelf cloud in the distance? Is it looking like it's about to be plumb wild or what? Also, we got a new severe thunderstorm warning in Athens County, Ohio. These storms in Ohio actually look like they're ramping up a little bit. Are you guys feeling it? Are you guys feeling it in Ohio? Down here in Athens, for example, do the conditions feel like they're becoming more favorable for severe weather? You guys know what I'm talking about. You go outside and you can just smell it and you can kind of feel it. I feel like we might have a decent channel of instability building here between the storms that already went through southeastern Ohio and the new ones that are forming back here. And yeah, we can look at the data. Yeah, we can look at these charts and graphs. But I want to know what you guys are smelling out there. All right? That's what's important to me. Dew point is continuing to stay, pretty stable out here. The temperature's rising out here in Athens, so somebody's weather flow tempest station is confirming that. A little bit of rotation with that storm coming into Caldwell. That's why they've got a tornado possible tag on it. You guys in Caldwell need to be getting into your, indoors and away from windows. All right. Also in Pennsylvania, we've got a new severe thunderstorm warning for Fayette, Greene, and Washington counties. We've got this storm coming over towards Connellsville and Scottdale and Donegal and places like that. We do have a 60-mile-per-hour wind gust intermittently coming through with this storm. So we'll keep an eye out for this. The tornado threat doesn't look too bad, but this is what we're dealing with out there on the roads in Pennsylvania. You guys need to be getting into your safe spots indoors and away from windows if you're in front of that one. All right, I spent enough time up there. I'm coming back to you in Tennessee. I know you guys in Tennessee are like, wait. I thought we were the star of the show. You are, okay? And, Brad Arnold is still watching that rotating part of the storm. He's able to keep up with it right now. And that's coming right into Waynesboro. All right, so Waynesboro, here's what it looks like from your all's perspective. The storm is getting closer to you now. So if you are in Waynesboro, Tennessee, you're next in line. We have a big-time strong storm coming in right now where Brad Arnold is looking for the potential for, a funnel cloud. We think we saw something just a few moments ago, but that's going to be coming into Waynesboro here soon. You guys need to be getting ready. There's no tornado warning, but there is a severe thunderstorm warning with 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. Additionally, meteorologist Andy Hill is still watching this area back here around Livingston, where we have some interesting stuff coming together here in San Jacinto County and Polk County in Texas, and that's coming up towards Livingston. We don't have any warnings, but Andy Hill is watching it for a little bit of rotation, and he's saying, y'all watch out, okay? It's not, don't freak out, but y'all watch out, just in case this decides to wrap up a little bit more. All right, we're coming back up there to you in Tennessee, Nashville. Looks like the heaviest part of the storm is going to go just north of town, just north of Nashville. You can see the skies are getting dark out there. Somebody in Nashville is recording a awesome time lapse right now, and if you're not, you gotta put the camera in the window and let it roll. I mean, you just got to do it. Sometimes you just got to put the camera in the window and let it roll. Yeah, that's a nice looking shelfie coming in there. We should start seeing, some stuff on some of these traffic cameras here soon, but they all kind of point towards the ground. You can see right here. This is, where is this? Interstate 24 out here north of Whites Creek. Watch this. You see how we go from having like dark clouds to a more less, less textured, plain gray area. That's where all the wind and rain is. So the precipitation is like coming out of the cloud there, and it's just going to overtake the road here in just a moment. That's exactly what you're going to see coming towards you in Goodlettsville. So get ready for it. I know we still have a lot of anxious viewers in the Pittsburgh area. There is a severe thunderstorm warning to your south, but downtown Pittsburgh is fine for now. Coming back down here to Waynesboro, sorry. We do still have this very strong storm coming into the area. This is the strongest storm on the board right now. That's why we're kind of hyper-focused on it. We've got a nice view from this tower camera from Hazcams, and then we've also got Brad Arnold staying right there with it.
Oh, digital zoom. I want that off. Hold on. Video.
We do have people checking in from around Waynesboro here. Somebody says Dr. Pepper is better than Diet Coke.
Okay.
Somebody said, some of you guys are absolutely plumb wild. That's one of the craziest things I've heard today. And somebody said, hi, Brad. Yeah, he's driving right by you. He's trying to keep up with this area that looks like there's some rotation.
We'll turn that
Coming into Waynesboro right now. There's no tornado warning. There's no reason to get into your bunker or anything.
turn it on.
We're just monitoring the situation here, okay?
I have no idea what wide dynamic is, but we'll do it. Just because why not? 9.5 pre. Hey, it's working. We're gonna reboot this one. Like Iris.
It's okay to be wrong sometimes. It's okay to be wrong sometimes, especially on the whole Dr. Pepper thing. I won't hold that against y'all. Mount Eagle, you've got a strong storm coming towards you. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning for Center County here. Somebody was asking about this area earlier, and it does look like we have a severe thunderstorm coming through. I don't think it's anything to be too concerned about. However, it being on Interstate 80 over the next 34 minutes is probably going to be a little bit more dangerous than usual. The storm's going to get out of here pretty quickly after it starts, though. This is what it looks like on Interstate 80 right now near Snowshoe. If I can get the camera to load up here. So you can see that once it started, it just about immediately stopped. The main thing that we're worried about here are some 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts on the front side of this as it comes into the I-80 area. So keep your eye out for that. And just be careful. I know school's letting out. It's going to be windy and rainy. Tornado threat up there is pretty much negligible as of right now. Nashville, you guys are about to get hit good here, especially on the northern side. Additionally, there's another little blip that's popped up right here over North Nashville. Somebody said shelf cloud and lightning rolling through West Nashville.